A shadowy man recruits a homeless woman to carry out a humiliating sting. He promises fast money and hands her address, makeup, and instructions. Find a wealthy philanthropist at his own foundation's fundraiser, make out with him so someone can photograph it, then sell the evidence to ruin the man's reputation. The woman, wearied by hunger and hard choices, hesitates. The organizer is blunt: this is the easiest money she'll ever see, and refusal isn't an option if she wants the small comforts already lent to her. The scene opens in a cramped backroom, the warm lamp exposing the seam of her dress and the grime on her hands. The man's voice is casual and clinical. He treats the whole plot like a business transaction. He calls the target Mr. Stones, and frames the mission as righteous revenge. The rich must be taught a lesson. For her, it's survival wrapped in moral rot. This setup establishes the core tension, survival versus dignity, and paints the world in two tones: polished public charity and rotten personal vendettas. The audience senses the gravity of the choice she makes, and the moment lingers like an inhaled breath before a plunge. Before the fundraiser she wavers. The moral weight of what they ask, playing a role that will publicly shame a man and destroy his life, weighs on her. We see her in a narrow alley, brushing specks of makeup from her sleeve, remembering past kindnesses and the faces of the people she shares rations with. The recruiter is impatient, insisting she can't afford to say no. She's already been given a dress, makeup, and the promise of money, and if she backs out she will also be deprived of those small mercies. The scene focuses inward, her hands tremble, the internal monologue of someone punished by life but not yet conquered by cynicism. She imagines the headlines, imagines the man's family, imagines being labeled a liar for a pittance. Yet the recruiter's power, financial leverage, implied violence, social invisibility, tightens the knot. This point humanizes her, reveals why she accepts despite revulsion, and deepens the audience's empathy. It's a quiet, aching moment that forces us to choose sides, root for her survival, or for her dignity, and sets up the imminent moral crucible at the fundraiser. The fundraiser is a polished world of champagne, speeches, and soft lights, the perfect stage. She slips into the donated dress and rehearses lines in a restroom mirror, practicing a casual walk, the right laugh, the look of a woman unexpectedly reunited with an old lover. She's coached on how to make it spicy, without seeming rehearsed, a gentle brush of the hand, a staged stumble, a camera-ready embrace. When she approaches Peter Stones, genuine, earnest in his work, there is an instant mismatch. He is warm, speaking of food, shelter, and the dignity of helping others. His sincerity stings her more than any insult. The kiss happens not as the salvo of hatred the plotter intended, but almost reluctantly, a clumsy public spectacle that reveals more awkward humanity than deception. Meanwhile, the planner watches like a director checking his shot list, ready to pounce with a signed photo and a narrative. The crowd applauds small civic victories, funds raised, lives helped, while backstage someone waits to poison that goodwill. This scene is cinematic, glints of glass, buzz of small talk, and the claustrophobic pressure of acting out a lie under hot lights. When the staged evidence appears, the plotter's plan escalates. In a dark corridor he shows the photo to the philanthropist's rival, Jacob, threatening to leak it and drag Mr. Stones through scandal unless he yields his position. The stakes broaden. This isn't just petty revenge, it's institutional power play. Jacob, who has long resented Mr. Stones, smugly contemplates headlines calling him a hypocrite. The woman watches from the sidelines, trembling, ashamed at first, then increasingly trapped as men barter reputations like currency. The recruiter calculates bills and dress prices, the thin ledger of how the poor are used as instruments. With an undercurrent of menace, the recruiter affirms he can make her problems worse if she refuses to cooperate publicly. This beat shows how corruption infects institutions. Public generosity can hide private cruelty. It also reframes the woman's role, from pawn to potential witness, because someone at the event has already paid attention to her courage and sincerity. Tension mounts as the threat morphs into a game of who will sacrifice what, a career, a conscience, or a life lived in the shadows. The moment of truth arrives when someone plays a video or projects the evidence at the event, but the script flips. Instead of purely damning footage, an alternate narrative appears. The woman speaks with quiet honesty, telling the crowd how she was manipulated into the scene, how she'd been promised money and treated like a thing to be traded. Her voice is raw, specific: names, address found in Jacob's car, receipts, facts that pierce the fog of rumor. The staged scandal is exposed as a manufactured performance by the plotter, aimed at destabilizing the foundation and seizing power. Silence blankets the room. The audience's admiration for Mr. Stone shifts into horror, not at him but at the betrayal underneath. Jacob's smugness curdles into panic as institutional records and a small, courageous testimony dismantle the blackmail. This beat is cathartic. The public stage that was meant to shame becomes the stage for justice, and the woman, who was supposed to be humiliated, reclaims agency through truth. The scene's emotional arc moves from humiliation to empowerment, and the crowd's reaction becomes the moral compass for the story. After the truth is out, the fallout is humane rather than punitive. Instead of exile, the woman is offered a real chance, a job with the foundation she was meant to smudge. Mr. Stones, shaken by the attempt to defame him, recognizes the heart and courage behind her testimony. She didn't set out to wreck anyone, she was surviving. He offers her a position helping the very people she once lived among, not as charity theater but as honest employment, paid and dignified. This resolution underscores the story's message: those who are most easily cast aside can also be the bearers of integrity and change. Jacob faces consequences: exposure, loss of trust, while the recruiter's scheme collapses. The woman, dressed now in clothes bought by her own wages, walks into a new role with hesitance and hope. The final beat lingers on small things: a steadying hand, a real meal shared, a smile unpainted by coercion. It's a redemption that feels earned, rooted in truth and the idea that compassion, when genuine, has the power to rebuild what lies were meant to destroy.